based on actual events. It is not a documentary. In some cases, incidents, characters, and timelines have been changed for dramatic purposes. Some characters may be composites or entirely fictitious. The following film contains scenes of violence and coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
See the warrants. Get in.
Issued by the forest keeper of the seminary. A large number of Indians did illegally and maliciously cut, break, knock down, and destroyed 84 growing trees upon their domain.
To repair our gates and fences, destroyed 3 times this year by persons unwilling to pay us pasture fees.
And on the same day, they did illegally and maliciously cut, break, knock down, and destroyed 13 arpents of fencing upon said domain. All in violation of explicit command of the priest of the seminary of Saint-Sulpice.
We are guilty only of exercising our rights to the land. Our lives have been made miserable a long time by the Sulpicians, and I cannot say what may happen if peace and contentment are not soon guaranteed us!
Thank you, Creator, for sending light to the world another day. We thank you, Creator, for everything on Mother Earth and for everything in the sky world.
Holy shit. They're here. Shit. They're here.
Listen up, everybody. The SQ are here. Get ready. You all know what to do.
I want to talk to your leader. Have your leader approach immediately.
The SQ are here!
They're coming at us!
The women will go up as planned.
Come on, girls, get up. They're here. Come on, faster, faster! Come on, come on, come on! They're coming at us!
Just
Stay in here.
Chicky, drop your blanket. They're gonna think you're armed.
I want to talk to your leader.
No one is the leader. The people are the leaders.
No, not you. I want your leader now.
Knock it off. Don't you dare cry. We're a proud people. If you kill any of our kids, your family will be cursed.
We're not armed. Why are you pointing your weapons at us?
Those men over there are aiming at us.
There's no one there.
There! I want to talk to your leader.
John, you need to come up. They're not listening to us. They won't even talk to us. They want to speak to one of the men.
Are you the leader?
We have no leader. Only spokespeople. You talk to me and I'll go back and talk to the people.
Come over here and we'll talk.
No, John, don't. We don't know what they're gonna do. We need time to finish our ceremony. But you've interrupted.
I'll give you 30 minutes.
Hour and a half.
45 minutes. That's it.
Creator, we ask for protection for the women and children, especially the children, that they may see or hear nothing that will harm them this morning. If there is danger, cover their eyes and ears so they may die a clean death.
Denise, there's media here at Sector 5. Should we let them in?
Yes. They won't try anything with the media around.
Yes.
That's too big a force if they only want to arrest us. Maybe we should back off. Tell everybody to go home.
We can't leave. That'd be like saying the land isn't ours.
They're not gonna charge in, open fire, knowing there's women and children here. So we have to stay.
It's our obligation as women to protect the land.
We're ready to be arrested. Stick with the plan.
We're not leaving. Hey! These are ashes from our sacred fire. Don't dare cross this line.
You keep that shit away from me.
Hey! You over there! You tell them to have more respect for our culture. This is how they treat Native people. They come in, tear gas unarmed women and children. What kind of people are they? Over a goddamn golf course and their greedy lust for money. That's what it's for.
Canada's Arctic. The riches that may lie beneath the Arctic tundra.
Almost uncharted territories to
What could they mean for those living in the north? Road Stories, The Big Melt, tonight on CBC News, The National.
You don't plan it, but one day, your uncontrolled movements take you somewhere. And now all you want is to go everywhere. So instead of being swaddled, you need help to cruise. That's why there's Pamper Stages. From swaddlers to cruisers to easy ups to feel and learn. We plan for all your changing needs for the right help when you need it. Pamper Stages, inspired by babies.
We know Tabs is totally comfortable when he shows off his belly. So we do our best not to disturb him. But it wasn't always like that. Sometimes he had stomach issues out of nowhere.
Now there's new IAMS Digestive Care. With our exclusive fiber system designed to promote ongoing healthy digestion and keep your cat's belly happy for life. New IAMS Digestive Care from vet-recommended IAMS.
Concord Equities acquires, develops, and manages real estate to create wealth for investors. Our investors are people you pass on the street every day. They're just like you, but they own a piece of your world. Office buildings, shopping malls, luxury condos, and resorts. Concord Equities is currently managing and developing more than $850 million in assets globally and growing rapidly. If you're not part of our partnership, you should be. Concord Equities, the global leader in real estate investment.
Our new Gain detergent has been surprising quite a few people lately. That's because we've added a hint of fabric softener, so your clothes smell great and feel so touchable. Maybe too touchable. New Gain Touch of Softness detergent makes clothes feel as good as they smell.
Okay, is your presentation all in order?
Perfectly in order.
Is it concise?
To the point and persuasive.
Is that suit made from a flammable material like rayon?
I don't know. Why?
Dragon's Den, where bad ideas get torched and good ideas get a piece of over $3 million. Brought to you in part by Concrete Equities. The season premiere Monday at 8 on CBC. Narcotics and spies. Talks. Secrets and lies.
I've got political masters I answer to.
You should just give me this guy's name and let me take care of it.
For some players, it's game over.
You promised you could protect me. Things change. Shut up!
Everything is life and death.
No, stop!
Fast, slow, we all gotta go.
Intelligence. Premieres Monday at 9.
Pull the trigger.
On CBC. The following program contains scenes with sexuality, violence, and coarse language intended for an adult audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
Now, we have an option on the 18 hectares of forest just west of the clearing in the pines. The OKA Golf Club has advanced the option money, $70,000 in lieu of several years' rent to the municipality. We can look forward to $1 million in rent over the 35-year lease. So, as you can see, it's a win-win situation.
Are you planning to put a parking lot where the Mohawk Cemetery is?
Yes.
Have you consulted the Mohawks?
You know you can't talk to the Indians.
This is where they plan to push through first. Don't forget what happened in Restagush. We should be ready.
No guns. This is a lawful, peaceful protest.
We gotta remain totally non-political. Not a Longhouse Traditionalist camp, and definitely not a Warrior Society camp.
And not a band council camp. A neutral camp.
This is a statement of ownership of the land.
People won't support us if they see that Warrior Society flag. Look what's happening in Akwesasne. Civil war over gambling and smuggling. Family against family.
We're here to protect the land. That's all.
And she told them they had no right being on Mohawk land cutting trees. They threatened her with the police, so she went after the manager. And he refused to shut the mill down. Next thing she knows, they're hitting each other. She's 54. He knocks her down about 3 or 4 times, and she gets right back up and hits him. And you know what? Next day, the police come and arrest her for assault. But at least they shut the mill down. Mom used to bring me down here when I was a kid. Tell me lots of stories about Grandma. Lena Nicholas. Now they want to turn her grave into a parking lot. And that's why I'm here. Look what I found in the pines. They already started surveying for the golf course.
Where's the roadblock?
It's right here.
This is the roadblock? This is the road we've been blocking for 2 months? It's a dirt road. I thought maybe it was a highway. Jeez. Well, what do you need? I'm here to help.
Hey, hi. Let's go. Get away.
What happens if the Mohawks don't give up?
I will not abandon the project. Is that clear? I have a legal injunction, and I'm going to demand to the Minister of Public Security to have the Sûreté put an end to this occupation.
But what will you ask the Sûreté to do?
Make them respect the law.
Even if there's a potential for bloodshed?
The way they're going to do it, it's not my concern.
Coming in! Move it in, move it in! Don't fire! There's women and children up here! Repeat, do not fire!
Block the bridge! It's time! Block the bridge!
Your buddies left you behind! Drop your weapon or you're dead meat! Drop it! Report! Report! What's going on? A man's down! A guy's been shot! A man's down? One of ours? No, a cop, SQ. An SQ officer's been shot.
stories shocked the nation. And they're not done yet. A new season. The Fifth Estate on CBC.
If you train me right, I'm gonna be a champ.
What is the rule?
Protect myself at all times.
People hear about what you're doing and they laugh at you.
Hilary Swank, Clint Eastwood, the Academy Award winner, $1 Million Baby, Sunday at 8 on CBC.
As a mom, I'm a great believer in Nutella as part of a nutritious breakfast. It's good food to help get them going. Each jar starts with wholesome ingredients: 56 roasted hazelnuts, 1 cup of skim milk, and a hint of delicious cocoa. As a teacher, I see the results of a healthy breakfast every day. Nutella has no preservatives or artificial colors and is a source of vitamin E to help keep them going. Nutella, spread some energy.
I just want what's best for you and the baby. It's not a healthy relationship. Look, what a mess. You could do much better.
Drop your mop. Get Swiffer WetJet. The dirt-dissolving antibacterial solution kills 99.9% of bacteria that your mop can spread around. When you're done, toss the pad away.
Thanks, Mom.
Visible clean. One of the 5 signs Swiffer gives cleaning a whole new meaning.
Hockey nights in Canada, in London. Reigning champs, the Anaheim Ducks, defend their crown against the LA Kings, live from London, England. Ringing in a new season of CBC's Hockey Night in Canada.
All right, let's go.
Don't miss any of the action as the NHL tears it up every Saturday night. With more games in HD than ever before. It all starts in style, live from London, England. CBC's Hockey Night in Canada returns at a special time, Saturday at noon. A geologic journey into our Canadian landscape.
Wow. The land before time.
A compelling 5-part documentary series.
It's really a jewel of Canadian geology.
The birth stories of our national icons dating back billions of years.
The carbon in the rocks provides best evidence for the ultimate question in science. Where did people come from?
Geologic Journey, sponsored by International Year of Planet Earth, Sunday at 7 on CBC.
As a beauty editor, I thought I'd seen it all, but this new formula Tresemme is truly amazing. In my opinion, it outperforms leading salon brands that can cost up to 3 times more.
I told you before, Donnie, this is salon quality. It's only for professionals.
New formula Tresemme. It's so good, professionals don't want you to have it. New Tresemme, professional, affordable.
We'll show you how the big boys do it.
Foot fetishes, S&M, D&D, IOD, IOU. You don't go to the same parties, Earl?
No, I ride dirt bikes.
If my mother was raising George W. Bush, we wouldn't be in Iraq today.
As far as I'm concerned, everyone in the world hates me now.
I mean, she's famous. She asked for it. The world has a real problem.
There are solutions.
The time is now, and here we are.
Then I'm sold. That's great. Yeah.
This is the place. This is The Hour. A whole new season of The Hour with George Stroumboulopoulos. Weeknights at 11 on CBC. The following program contains scenes with sexuality, violence, and coarse language intended for an adult audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
So just play 9 holes twice. Mr. Mayor, I've talked to my colleagues. We're not going to send the SQ to OKA to play cowboys over a golf course.
It's more than a golf course. "60 luxury townhouses backing onto the new golf course. Look, it means significant property taxes for OKA. Plus rent from the golf club lease for years to come.
You're not going to back down just because of your injunction.
I look like a goddamn fool. Can't get the Mohawks out. Can't get the development built. I need a way out of this.
I think I can get the federal government to buy the land from the municipality and transfer to the Mohawks. Would that solve your problem?
If we have to give up the housing development, we want damages.
How much?
Well, the project is worth $2 million to the municipality. Get the money, and we have a deal.
They've got no respect for us. Look at this. Next time, I'll be ready for those townies.
Who knows who did it? Could have been from town. But some of our own people are against us. And if we become an armed camp, we're gonna lose even more support.
We're gonna get clubbed or beaten, and you're saying all we should be armed with is our resolve.
They're already calling this a warrior society camp.
You can bet your ass they'll be in here soon to enforce the injunction and open the road.
Yeah, right. Like they've ever really used it before.
Doesn't matter. The town's got their injunction. They'll enforce it. We need to put the call out again. Ganawagi, Aguasasni, or hell, even the Confederacy. We need some serious support, warrior society or not.
The Confederacy won't get involved if we're armed. I know that much.
Whatever, Gandhi.
I know what they call me, but I don't care. I'm not here for guns. I'm here for the land.
Coffee and donuts.
I always felt safe here in the Pines. I grew up playing here.
Nervous?
Nah. Just a little cold. They won't send any crews in to start clearing tonight.
No. They'll wait for us to get tired of it and give up.
This is a no-brainer. Buy the land. That stops the golf course from expanding over the sacred Mohawk cemetery. I mean, even the non-natives will understand that.
Look, the Mohawk land claims there date back to the Sulpicians.
That's the point. You don't have to deal with any of that. Just buy the land. Problem solved.
But come on. $2 million in compensation for the town of Oka?
Yes. You and I both know there's the necessary and the negotiable.
So what you're saying is, if we buy the land now, we can negotiate the compensation later?
Exactly. We have a window of opportunity. The mayor is on side. If we don't seize it, this thing could escalate, and then it won't be so easy to solve. Just buy the land. It's a tiny piece, and it costs nothing.
Thursday. I'll get back to you.
Another one. They never drive through the community, never.
Are they gonna raid us? They might try to enforce the injunction.
It's suicide. There's no way we can hold off the police if they want to come in.
There is no if. We all know what's coming.
It's up to you. Should the weapons stay?
We have no choice now.
We tried to keep them out, but others brought them in.
We're gonna get killed. No. Arrested, that's all.
Bury them. Hide them. Keep them away. Only if the cops come in to harm us do you bring them out. Only then.
It's your goddamn fault I had this gun in my hands.
It's your choice if you hold a weapon. We didn't put that gun in your hand.
If I die, it's on your head for the rest of your life.
I don't know where the hell you're coming from. But brother, this is not a game.
Everything's changed. A cop got shot. They'll be back for revenge. And wipe us out.
We hide in the community? They're gonna hit every house.
If we leave here now, we can't come back tomorrow and start again.
I'm staying. It started here. I'm staying here till the end. You'll have to take me out in pieces.
The question is, how did a plan to expand a golf course in OKA degenerate into a violent conflict between the Sûreté du Québec and the Mohawks of Ganasataki? The police say they went in to enforce the law. The natives say they're defending their land. This morning, gunfire broke out at OKA, a small community 30 kilometers west of Montreal. The police raid prompted a reaction from Mohawks at the nearby reserve of Kanawaki. In a sign of support, they've blocked all entrances to the Mercier Bridge, the only direct route into Montreal for over 200,000 South Shore commuters. It's been more than 4 months since the Mohawks of Ganasataki set up their barricade at OKA. For more on the story, we go to our reporter on the scene.
It started as a small barrier on a dirt road. Now it is a formidable barricade blocking Highway 344. In an orgy of destruction, the Mohawks took revenge on abandoned police vehicles and pulled them into a protective wall of steel. The question is, what will the police do now? Especially since, as we just learned, Corporal Marcel Lemay, the SQ officer shot during the raid, has died of his wounds.
Yesterday's history. Just a nice memory.
I never think about yesterday. The only day that matters is today.
Start today with Gillette Fusion Power and the confidence you get from Gillette's closest, most comfortable shave. Turn it on. Soothing micropulses help you reduce friction. You'll barely feel the blades. Gillette Fusion Power. Be your best today.
Gillette, the best a man can get.
I'm afraid it's worse than you thought. Here they are behind the couch, on the bookcase, right in front of the window. I think it's over.
There's a better way to reduce allergens. Swiffer Dusters. It has thousands of dust-locking fibers to trap and lock allergens that old dusters stir back in the air. Same time tomorrow? Swiffer gives cleaning a whole new meaning.
Concord Equities acquires, develops, and manages real estate to create wealth for investors. Our investors are people you pass on the street every day. They're just like you, but they own a piece of your world. Office buildings, shopping malls, luxury condos, and resorts. Concord Equities is currently managing and developing more than $850 million in assets globally and growing rapidly. If you're not part of our partnership, you should be. Concord Equities, the global leader in real estate investment.
New from the makers of Gillette Venus Razors, introducing a whole new wave of beauty. Pure Divine Moisturizing Body Wash. One wave cleanses while the other moisturizes. And together they create a luxurious lather that cascades over your body, leaving skin smoother after every shower. New Pure Divine Body Wash for the goddess in you.
If you follow your heart, where will it take you?
I pay top dollar for a horse that refuses to jump. I'm not a horse whisperer. I've never claimed to be.
Dream wild, live free.
I kind of lost it.
Got to tell me he was hot.
Fine, give me a job.
Fine, clean out copper stall.
I don't do horse poo.
A new family drama, Heartland.
We're gonna do this together.
Series premiere, Sunday, October 14th on CBC.
The following program contains scenes with sexuality, violence, and coarse language intended for an adult audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
What are you going to say to Corporal LeMay's widow, Sam?
That her husband died defending a golf course?
I didn't order the raid. The mayor asked for the SQ. He has that right.
I warned you. I asked you not to allow the SQ to go.
I even told the mayor.
How was I supposed to do that, John? OKA does not have a police force. They use the SQ.
Sam, John, let's be clear. The government did not send in the SQ.
John, have you heard from Kalawake?
No.
All we've seen is a communique from the Warriors.
In support of our people in Kanisatake, the traditional people of Kanawake have blocked off routes 132 and 138, as well as the Mercier Bridge. The governments of Quebec and Canada must come to understand that none of our Mohawk people stand alone in their struggles for jurisdiction and sovereignty over our lands.
What's Joe Norton saying about the bridge?
Oh, nothing's going to happen right away. He said, quote, "We have to gauge where we're going with this issue."
The premier was very forceful with him, and then he hung up on us.
I'm going to Ganasatake and meet with the Mohawks and negotiate directly with them.
Yes, John, we agree. But wait a day out of respect for Corporal LeMay.
I have 2 different roles.
All right. We'll talk later.
Yeah, Robert Skaters.
They're shooting at us! Get down! They're shooting at us!
Denise David.
I live here!
You're blocking
You're
traffic.
blocking traffic.
Get your car out of the way. Get your car out of the way now.
I live here.
If you don't get your car out of the way, I'll have you arrested.
You're gonna arrest me for trying to go home? Who do you work for, Canada or somebody else? I'm going home this way. This is where my house is.
My husband! Why is he being arrested?
Take it easy.
Don't we have any rights? My daughter's in the car! My daughter! Leave me alone!
Leave her alone!
My daughter!
Mr. Minister, I've been instructed to tell you that you are now in Mohawk territory.
Mr. Checha, I'm Ellen Gabriel. I've been designated a spokesperson for my people.
Please, let's not be so formal. Call me John. Pleased to meet you.
Iba Bova.
Pleased to meet you.
Susan.
John.
Denise David.
This is my assistant, Margaret Agu.
Very pleased to meet you. Miss? David?
They've been doing that all morning, letting us know they're still here.
So, shall we?
These are all the canisters left over from the tear gas that was thrown at us during the raid. SQ bullets killed Corporal LeMay, not Mohawk. The SQ say that they were using rubber bullets, but the trees say different. And I heard them on the news say that they were only shooting over our heads. But look where the bullet holes are. And the trees, they also say that we only shot in the air.
Well, the fact is, a police officer died.
Our people planted these trees and used this cemetery for over 200 years. But we were here long before that. And there were even writings by Cartier about Confederacy meetings, which included chiefs from Ganasadage. And those writings predate the Sulpicians.
I understand and support your claims to the land. I want what you want, a peaceful settlement to this unfortunate situation. But, so how can we settle this?
First, we want a written promise to stop the expansion of the golf course. Second, a promise by the federal government to buy the land.
And transfer the land to the Mohawk people, not the Band Council. not under Indian Affairs control. It's not Crown land, it's Mohawk territory.
I've already talked to Sid, and I'm sure this won't be a problem. It just takes some time to respond.
We've been talking to them about the land for months. All Tom Sidden's ass does is send in people with no mandate and no authority.
For now, what we need to do is to cool things down.
No. What we need is protection for our people from the SQ. What we need is a promise there won't be a second assault. And a guarantee of safety from prosecution for our men.
As long as we're in talks, the SQ won't mount another attack. The issue of the Mercier Bridge remains. Your influence in getting it reopened would be a show of good faith.
The SQ have been stopping people from bringing us food and supplies. What about their good faith?
Look, I will talk to the minister in charge of the SQ. Certainly you need food. I'll give you my personal number. If anything happens at any time, even during the night, don't hesitate to call.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't trust him.
We don't have a choice.
I intend to be a just ruler.
The series that has everyone talking.
Is it better for a king to be feared or loved?
Do not think to take the king away from me.
This is my crown, and this is my cause.
Treason, Your Grace.
I make it my business to know the king's business.
Now everything has changed. Everything.
Jonathan Rhys-Meyers as King Henry VIII, The Tudors. Premieres Tuesday at 9 on CBC.
I'm afraid it's worse than you thought. Here they are behind the couch, on the bookcase, right in front of the window. I think it's over.
There's a better way to reduce allergens. Swiffer Dusters. It has thousands of dust-locking fibers to trap and lock allergens that old dusters stir back in the air. Same time tomorrow? Swiffer gives cleaning a whole new meaning.
Hey, Kool-Aid!
Oh, no! Whoa! I need to take 10.
Huh?
Kool-Aid Jammers 10.
Tastes great.
And 10 calories per pouch.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
What adds a little kick to just about anything? It's the zip of Miracle Whip.
Triple sensation. A performer who can act, sing, and dance. The consummate entertainer. Nationwide auditions. The ultimate competition.
Understand that.
A panel of industry legends.
It's vital. He was a frightened bunny.
From tears to triumph.
It's the sparkle behind the eye.
12 finalists, one mind-blowing scholarship. Brought to you in part by Life Cereal. Kids love life. Triple sensation. Premieres Sunday, October 7th on CBC. What would you do if you had the opportunity to take on a 72-hour challenge that would change your life?
This is no opportunity wasted.
Presented by Rogers. Premiering Wednesday, October 3rd at 8:30 on CBC.
Does this recline?
Yep. Comfy?
Microwavable soup and hand soups from Campbell's. Good. To go.
I stapled it.
Microwavable chunky soup bowls from Campbell's. Good. To go.
The following program contains scenes with sexuality, violence, and coarse language intended for an adult audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
Chateaugay's bottled up, shut down. Thousands of good people cut off from their work in France. This has gone on too damn long, but the government is doing nothing about it. The Mohawks sit behind the barricades and they laugh at us. Well, it's time to show them all who's the boss. Citizens, this is a war cry. We need you out there to take back the streets. Take back the bridge. From now on, as far as I'm concerned, the only good Mohawk is a dead Mohawk. Solidarity Chateaugay is our battle cry. Got a suggestion for the government on how to clean up that mess. Go in guns a-blazing. If it moves, shoot it. There'll be a lot of red to wash out later, but it doesn't matter. At least it'll be clean.
All right. Just trying to avoid further bloodshed. I'm on your side.
Mr. Minister, may I?
What do you think I got? Guns in here? Groceries, for Christ's sake, for the reporters. You want them to starve? Now, the weapons.
We are a nation. And a nation does not surrender its weapons or abandon the defense of its territory.
Ellen, we really have to be careful how we deal with this concept of nation. With the failure of Meech Lake, it's very sensitive. The government will insist the question of weapons is not negotiable. Why don't you just leave the weapons in a pile? Get it over with.
We want spiritual advisors from Kanawake to join our negotiations.
And we want the Iroquois Confederacy to unite with us.
We need our tradition respected. Important decisions are made by the whole community, not just a select few.
Doing a great job. Keep it up. How you doing?
Is the treatment center available?
Why?
We've been negotiating in a tent. No phones, fax, small, uncomfortable, wet when it rains, no bathroom. Come on. Let's at least try to look like we're serious here, huh?
That tent is our longhouse while we're in the pines. And the people want us to stay in the pines. Where it started. And what it's all about. The land.
The SQ can't patrol the whole lake. Just let the warriors slip away. There's miles of shoreline.
Barassa agreed to this?
Yes. No criminal proceedings for anyone at Kanawake for blocking the bridge. But he's firm. No amnesty for the warriors here.
The community can't be left without protection.
Most of the community didn't want them here in the first place.
Well, that's all changed now, hasn't it?
Can we get back to what Ganawagi will need before the bridge is reopened?
Our community's out there, wanting to know what's going on. They have a right to hear what we're discussing.
Together, we have reached an agreement in principle. The Mercier Bridge will be reopened immediately, subject to the following conditions. A significant reduction in the presence of the Sûreté du Québec at OKA. An agreement that there be no reprisals against Mohawks for the barricades at the Mercier Bridge. Independent observers will monitor the dismantling of the barricades here, the collaboration of the Mohawks, and the police inquiry concerning the death of Corporal LeMay. Now, as I said, this is an agreement in principle, contingent on meeting these conditions. All right. Good. As a show of good faith on our part and to allay fears about another raid, Mario Legue, my ministerial assistant, will stay here overnight.
We have just been humiliated. And Minister Chacha arrives with an agreement. Now to the question.
Any humiliation is a direct result of the SQ's botched and ill-advised raid.
Are you sure it will hold?
Yes, but the whole thing hinges on the reduction of the police presence around Oka and Ganasatake.
Police operations are not within your jurisdiction.
Native affairs are not within yours. I make a statement to the press saying there'll be no restrictions on delivery of food. Then I get reports saying they're stopping trucks, searching them, even the Red Cross, then turning them back. They've even searched me.
Mr. Premier, we must make sure that they're not smuggling in guns and ammunition. These are necessary police procedures.
They are seen as provocation. You'd blindly risk a Wounded Knee situation.
Listen, John, we must also respect the minimum demands of the SQ.
We cannot accede to the demands of an armed minority.
Are you speaking for government now?
There are many provisions in this document that undermine the authority of this government.
Maintaining law and order isn't the only issue here. I mean, Meech Lake fell because Elijah Harper opposed it, and he blocked it because the Native people weren't at the table. But he has tremendous support all across the country.
Oh, come on. You know full well Meech fell because Clyde Wells in Newfoundland refused to hold a vote on it. Come on!
I don't always agree with John, but I don't doubt his dedication to achieving a peaceful solution. And isn't that what we all want? Yes. But the bridge is still closed.
Yes, citizens, I hear your pleas. I'm with you. We want the army. We want an end to this. The government sends in Minister Chiacha to negotiate with the Mohawks. Negotiate what? The Mohawks are never satisfied, always wanting this or that, always whining about their rights. What about the SQ? Whose interests are they defending when they stop us from asserting our rights? We need to show them all that we mean business. We want that bridge opened.
There's something new in the air. Finally, Febreze freshness. In an odor-eliminating candle. The Febreze Core eliminates everyday odors in the air. Even the tough odors. So all you'll notice is freshness. The fresh new scents of Febreze candles. Freshness has a new flame.
We know Tabs is totally comfortable when he shows off his belly. So we do our best not to disturb him. But it wasn't always like that. Sometimes he had stomach issues out of nowhere.
Now there's new IAMS Digestive Care. With our exclusive fiber system designed to promote ongoing healthy digestion and keep your cat's belly happy for life. New IAMS Digestive Care from vet-recommended IAMS.
Oh, the alligator! Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Are you the cooperators agent I saw talking to Kathy?
That's me. You offer insurance, right?
That's right.
I can protect my car?
Uh-huh.
And my home?
Yeah.
Even my mortgage?
Just did that with Kathy.
Oh, what about my kids' education?
I can help you save for it.
Oh, what about my retirement? That too. Oh. Can you make it start now?
That I can't do.
You've got a lot on your mind. Count on your Cooperators agent for all your insurance and investments. The Cooperators, a better place for you.
The experts at Oral-B dream of a plaque-free world for everyone. So they created a manual brush that is making plaque-busting history. The Cross-Action Vitalizer from Oral-B. Cross-Action's patented crisscross bristles reach between teeth and remove up to 90% of plaque in hard-to-reach places. A world with less plaque. Now that's a beautiful place to be. Oral-B Cross-Action Vitalizer. Brush like a dentist. I'm Peter Johnson. It may be fall, but the summer weather lingers, and so does an exhibit called On Our Shores. It's a fond look at summers past at the Dorval Museum of Local History and Heritage. And if you'd rather be outdoors, you can take a guided foot tour of Point Claire Village for the next 2 Sundays. Meet in front of St. Joachim Church. Now back to Indian Summer on CBC Television.
The following program contains scenes with sexuality, violence, and coarse language intended for an adult audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
They're afraid that the warriors are gonna get years of jail.
I told him there was a way around that. The warriors can just slip away. Barassa agreed to it.
They want amnesty. There was a lot of buzz about it all day long, and the longer they waited for you, the more intense it became.
Coming in from OKA, it looked to me like the SQ was pulling out.
I don't know. They say that from here it looked like a buildup.
It has to be specified that the international observers are from an accredited organization, otherwise it's useless.
We expected you here at 2 o'clock. How good are your agreements, anyways?
My apologies. I've been working hard, trying to get the government to implement our agreement.
We've been informed that the Army is on full alert, ready to move in.
The Army is certainly not on alert.
The SQ was sure busy all night long, strengthening their position.
Look, I won't lie to you. There are hawks in the government quite willing to contemplate an assault, yes.
It's clear. Neither you nor anyone in the Quebec government has any control over the SQ. They'll be up the hill in no time.
We have some preconditions that must be met before negotiations resume.
Food, water, clothing, bedding, and medical supplies shall be permitted to be freely, promptly, and regularly brought into Gunnesadauga and Gunawaga. Independent observers from the United Nations or Amnesty International shall immediately be permitted ready and prompt access to Gunawaga and Gunnesadauga.
Look, we've already agreed to terms together. Let's not undo what we've done.
The agreement was not acceptable to everyone.
Spiritual leaders, clan mothers, advisors, and attorneys, as designated by the Mohawks, shall be permitted free and prompt access to Gunnesadauga, and their presence therein shall not be used against them in any way whatsoever.
From now on, we're doing this at the treatment center.
Who do you think you are? How dare you assume to speak for the people of Gunnesadauga when you haven't even consulted us? You don't speak for my community.
You have to come back. We have to have unity.
Unity? They have warriors following me because they don't trust me. We have to be part of the decision-making. Otherwise, what's the point of any of it? It's about saving the pines, period. Just give me a minute.
Where are the negotiations at now, Mr. Chiacha?
Well, the previous meeting ended on a positive note. We had, I felt, the elements of a permanent solution for the specific problems the Mohawks at OKA are having. By the time I was able to get back behind the barricades, the agreement had fallen through. I was then informed additional substantive demands were now being made which did not relate to OKA. There's certainly something wrong there. I'm dealing now with other elements totally beyond the range of my responsibilities and my capacity to act. I appeal to the common sense of the Native people and their leaders. I have been and am prepared to find solutions to your grievances. But this can only be accomplished in an atmosphere where no lives are in danger. Let me remind you of the position of the Quebec government. 1, we will respect the agreement we made last Saturday. 2, the Mohawks will get the full benefit of the lands where the golf course was to be extended. 3, we will resolve the land claims at OKA. What I'm saying to the Native leadership is this. I know you are a people of peace. I know your spiritual values stem from the great law of peace. I am extending to you my hand in peace to resolve this conflict.
Okay, so the withdrawal of all police forces from all Mohawk territories, including New York State. Chief Norton?
We need assurance anyone leaving either community will not be subject to search or arrest.
With respect, we object to having any band counselors here involved in this.
With the same respect, Ellen, we are involved. We put up our own roadblocks to support you, so we have to have a role. And the Ganawagi Longhouse gave me the mandate.
Since when does the Ganawagi Longhouse appoint band counselors to speak on their behalf?
I look across the table and I see faces from Ganawagi and Nagosasni.
Everybody's fight is coming into our little community. We're dealing with our issues here, not with getting things for you that you couldn't get before.
It's men from Ganawagi and Akwesasne out there right now in the line of danger, defending your interests. My 16-year-old son is out there on the barricades. He is not a criminal. He is not a murderer. He is not a terrorist. My wife and I did not raise that boy to be any of those things. But he knows what his duty is. And how could I stop him? I'm going to be on this negotiating team, and that's it. You can resent me all you want, fight me all you want in here. But out there in front of the cameras, we need to present a face of unity.
Can we go on?
Talk about the weapons is not on the table.
Total amnesty. We can't afford to be soft on that.
Canada's Arctic, the riches that may lie beneath the Arctic tundra.
Almost uncharted territory still.
What could they mean for those living in the north? Road Stories, The Big Melt, tonight on CBC News, The National.
It's tattered. It's dirty. It's his best friend. Introducing new Tide Pure Essentials with baking soda. It gives you an outstanding clean, a touch of baking soda, and a white lilac scent. Best friends forever. New Tide Pure Essentials with baking soda.
I'm afraid it's worse than you thought. Here they are behind the couch, on the bookcase, right in front of the window. I think it's over.
There's a better way to reduce allergens. Swiffer Dusters. It has thousands of dust-locking fibers to trap and lock allergens that old dusters stir back in the air. Same time tomorrow? Swiffer gives cleaning a whole new meaning.
A geologic journey into our Canadian landscape.
Wow. The land before time.
A compelling 5-part documentary series.
It's really a jewel of Canadian geology.
The birth stories of our national icons dating back billions of years.
The carbon in the rocks provide best evidence for the ultimate question in science. Where did people come from?
Geologic Journey, sponsored by International Year of Planet Earth, Sunday at 7 on CBC.
Okay. Is your presentation all in order?
Perfectly in order.
Is it concise?
To the point and persuasive.
Is that suit made from a flammable material like rayon?
I don't know. Why?
Dragon's Den, where bad ideas get torched and good ideas get a piece of over $3 million. Brought to you in part by Concrete Equities. The season premiere Monday at 8 on CBC.
Dad, what's that?
That's a papaya.
What's that?
It's a nectarine.
What's this?
Peaches.
What's this?
Fennel.
What's this?
Mango.
What's this?
Eggplants.
What's it?
That is...
Swiss chard, a leafy green vegetable with edible stalks. Another food to discover at IGA.
The following program contains scenes with sexuality, violence, and coarse language intended for an adult audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
The referral of all disputes arising from the conflict to the World Court at The Hague. Immunity, sovereignty, nothing but political, ideological terrorism. What's going on, John?
Well, the dynamic in OKA is changing. Attitudes are hardening.
Accommodation is being met by escalation.
There will be no negotiation on the question of criminal charge arising from the conflict. We can see at the civil level the cost of police operation, cost of damaged vehicle. It is negotiable. Mohawk sovereignty over certain territory, non-negotiable.
Mulroney's chief of staff has been very blunt with me. I mean, under no circumstances are we to accept anything that may be construed as an implicit recognition of Mohawk sovereignty. My concern is that the public doesn't seem to know or understand where the government is headed in managing the crisis.
We need to explain exactly what we want to achieve.
Yes, the clear message that we favor negotiations, that we do not intend to attack the Mohawks. Very important.
Surely we can't exclude the possibility of a forceful intervention.
I need to understand. Where are we going?
We make another offer, and we make it public. Then we test the Mohawks' good faith by making them a proposition the whole of the population would find reasonable.
If it is rejected, it will be clear the Mohawks have another agenda entirely.
The optics are, at least the government is trying.
It is essentially the same agreement of July 14th. We will complete land negotiations and announce publicly that the land will be given to the Mohawks. There will be a substantial reduction in the presence of the SQ, and we will ensure the food is brought into the communities.
What about the observers? As members of the world community, we want neutral observers not bound to Canada.
Come on, we can't. The province can't agree to an international presence officially. Only Ottawa can do that. What we can do is deal with the questions of the land. Can we get back to that?
What's now being defended behind those barricades is sovereignty.
Land is sovereignty. We can't discuss one without the other.
If the government can't recognize or embrace Mohawk sovereignty as the only acceptable solution, armed conflict will move from here right across the country.
Do you want a war of liberation? The warriors to be martyrs to the cause? If you want sovereignty, which implies a totally independent state, forget it. Not even the separatists will be prepared to give it to you. Let's not let this opportunity slip by.
Get out. Come on. Hands on the car.
Don't touch me. Get off.
Fine. Take off your shirt.
What? No.
Take off your shirt.
No.
The shirt, take it off. That's it. There you go. Come on, hurry up.
Let's see what you have hidden under that bra. The bra, take it off.
Are they terrorists? Yes or no? As a matter of fact, they are. But it suits us to think otherwise.
Look, John, let us hear what the director has to say.
Thank you, Mr. Premier. Now, in applying the FBI's definition of terrorism, the Mohawks are guilty of, quote, the unlawful use of violence to coerce a government in furtherance of political goals, end quote.
We can't simply brand the warriors as criminals. This is more than a police operation. Criminals don't die for a cause.
Terrorists do.
Patriots too. Let's be clear. There is now a control group within the Mohawks. But they're in it for the long haul.
We have faced this kind of situation many times before. For instance, hostages were taken during a bank robbery. We enticed them to negotiate. Concessions were exchanged for favors.
Such as?
Working girls.
Prostitutes?
Yes, it has worked in the past, sir.
You just don't get it, do you?
What else do you have for us?
We have information they have planted explosives under the Mercier Bridge. They could as well do the same thing at James Bay. And they have already established a landing strip inside Kanawake. Now, let me assure you that when we have used force in the past, it has proved successful.
You have a plan?
Yes, sir, we do. We create a cordon around Kanawake and Kanasatake, and we slowly close the perimeter of that cordon until they are forced to surrender. 5,000 men under the command of the SQ. The SQ and the Army will conduct the negotiations without political interference.
We'll be able to clean up the 2 reserves of arms, smuggling operations, casinos.
It shows firmness, leadership. It shows no compromise of our principles. The rule of law.
Well, it's already cost us $26 million. If we bring in the Army, then the federal government pays the costs.
Like I told Sidden, it could have all gone away for just $2 million.
Sir, you have been negotiating for a month, and we are still in the middle of a crisis that is getting worse day by day.
Yes, it could have been settled and should have been settled a month ago, if I'd had any support.
We will advise them they have 48 hours to sit down and negotiate.
This is not the time to get tough. John, don't let him be swayed by the SQ. God, I hope this isn't 1970 all over again. He's made the decision. He talks negotiations, but behind the scene, he's made arrangements for the Army. Who's pushing for this? Helkis?
John, the FLQ crisis was a completely different situation. The PMO wants to send a mediator.
A mediator for what?
To help establish preconditions to negotiate outside the barricades.
I had preconditions.
Mulroney doesn't want to deal with this. He doesn't want a can of worms on his doorstep.
I'll call you later, John.
48 hours to come to the negotiating table, or else. Comes as no surprise. We knew that it was just a matter of time before the Canadian government once again raised its iron fist against our people. We do not seek violence. We do not seek confrontation. But we will not cower either.
Their stories shock the nation. And they're not done yet. A new season. The Fifth Estate on CBC.
Narcotics and spies. Secrets and lies.
I've got political masters I answer to.
You should just give me this guy's name and let me take care of it.
For some players, it's game over.
You promised you could protect me.
Things change.
Everything is life and death.
No, stop!
Fast, slow, we all gotta go.
Intelligence. Premieres Monday at 9. Pull the trigger on CBC.
Yesterday's history. Just a nice memory.
I never think about yesterday. The only day that matters is today.
Start today with Gillette Fusion Power and the confidence you get from Gillette's closest, most comfortable shave. Turn it on. Soothing micropulses help you reduce friction. You'll barely feel the blades. Gillette Fusion Power. Be your best today. Gillette, the best a man can get.
I just want what's best for you and the baby. It's not a healthy relationship. Look, what a mess. You could do much better.
Drop your mop. Get Swiffer WetJet. The dirt-dissolving antibacterial solution kills 99.9% of bacteria that your mop can spread around. When you're done, toss the pad away.
Thanks, Mom.
Visible Clean. One of the 5 signs Swiffer gives cleaning a whole new meaning.
I intend to be a just ruler. The series that has everyone talking.
Is it better for a king to be feared or loved?
Do not think to take the king away from me.
This is my crown, and this is my cause. Treason, Your Grace.
I make it my business to know the king's business.
Now everything has changed. Everything.
Jonathan Rhys-Meyers as King Henry VIII. The Tudors. Premieres Tuesday at 9 on CBC.
If you train me right, I'm gonna be a champ.
What is the rule?
Protect myself at all times.
People hear about what you're doing and they laugh at you.
Hilary Swank, Clint Eastwood, the Academy Award winner, $1 Million Baby, Sunday at 8 on CBC. If you follow your heart, where will it take you?
I'd pay top dollar for a horse that refuses to jump.
I'm not a horse whisperer. I've never claimed to be. Moody and dark, what's not to like?
Heartland, series premiere, Sunday, October 14th on CBC.
Expedia.ca presents the Adult Getaway Sale.
Madison, my darling Madison, come away with me and let me show you the world.
I can't, Roman. I'm sorry.
But Madison, it'll be so romantic. Take my hand.
Oh, I cannot, Roman, I cannot.
But why, Madison? Why?
Yeah, why, Madison? Now that your entire romantic getaway is on sale at Expedia.ca.
The Adult Getaway Sale at Expedia.ca. Book now and save up to 30%. Expedia.ca. Your trip, your way.
The following program contains scenes with sexuality, violence, and coarse language intended for an adult audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
I have assumed my responsibilities as a leader of this government in calling for the Army for the availability of the Canadian Army.
What about the SQ? The Army doesn't replace the Sûreté. It's only a force to support the Sûreté. What about the Mercier Bridge?
We will open the bridge in a peaceful way. It's not a question of making an assault on the barricades. Thank you.
Good. The Army is exactly what we want.
We?
The Army has to use the Geneva Convention.
So, as far as that's concerned, we're better off. The Army doesn't have a vendetta.
Mm-hmm. See, you will no longer be dismissed as thugs being pursued by a provincial police force.
Barras's move legitimizes us as warriors of the Mohawk Army, about to do battle with the Canadian Army in defense of our sovereign territory.
Ellen? Ellen? The communique.
Thousands of Native people throughout North America and millions of Native and non-Native supporters throughout the world will defend us. We fear that Mr. Barrasa's planned action will set off a chain reaction to last for generations to come. We will not be bullied by the power and arrogance of Quebec. Sign an agreement, respect our rights, ensure our safety, and the gap between our nations will narrow. If not, then let history judge who acted out of principle.
Gabriel, do you have anything else to say? Is there anything else?
Boys, this is Brad, a warrior from the plains. He's come to join us.
Psycho. Don, right here.
Boys, don't let this fool you. I'm here to help. Don, we use you.
Rarely has any country exercised as much patience and restraint in the face of lawlessness, involving guns, barricades, and the death of a police officer. And the unjust impact on tens of thousands of innocent people adds to the intolerability of the situation. In an effort to peacefully resolve this crisis, the Prime Minister has today appointed Alan B. Gold, Chief Justice of Quebec, as mediator.
It's as if there are two boats on a river, going their own way. The native boat and the white man's boat. As long as what one does on its own boat does not affect the other, the two can travel peaceably down the same river.
So, essentially a treaty of peace and friendship.
Enshrined between the Iroquois and Dutch in 1645. The Two-Row Wampum Treaty.
We want to deal with the government of Canada on a nation-to-nation basis.
Oh, I'm not a negotiator. I'm only asked to bring the parties back to the table. Look, just give me something to get them talking. If afterwards you don't agree, you're no further behind.
Just tell them that the committee is now willing to accept international observers, spiritual leaders, and advisors, but has a precondition of its own.
If the barricades come down, then what the hell happens to us?
We want our preconditions met first as a show of the government's good faith.
That works both ways. Lovely day for a stroll by the lake.
Things are really getting into the political arena now. Maybe the warriors are becoming a liability.
We need them to ensure the safety of the community.
Everybody's lying to us. There's an attack coming. We have to be ready.
You can't have serious negotiations with them here. I mean, look. You have won. You have ensured that no one here will get killed as long as there are negotiations towards a peaceful settlement. Imagine how stupid the army is going to look when they arrive and find out that there are no warriors here.
Deal.
Keep that sense of humor.
Gentlemen, we're going inside, into the pines.
We should be doing this at the barricades.
John, it's all arranged.
We know in our hearts that what we did was right. This agreement shows that we were right. I am proud this day that I am a Mohawk within the Mohawk Nation of the Six Nations Iroquois Confederacy. When we started this blockade, something had to come out of it that would progress our cause and unite our people. This agreement is something that our nation has been searching for many years. Recognition of who we are as a people. Not just as Mohawk people, but as the first people of this continent. The struggle is not over. As we say in Mohawk, Skana, which means peace.
Now we'll sign.
Flag of the Mohawk Nation.
It's the warrior flag.
What would you do if you had the opportunity to take on a 72-hour challenge that would change your life?
This is no opportunity wasted.
Presented by Rogers, premiering Wednesday, October 3rd at 8:30 on CBC.
The fall fashion harvest has arrived early this year, and so has Winners, up at sunrise to pick fresh items for the daily trip to market. Look, it's a bumper crop of handbags. But they don't pick just anything. Only the choicest brand name and designer goods make their way onto the Winners trucks. Then they're shipped to you every day at the peak of perfection, sometimes even twice. Fresh items arriving daily for up to 60% less. Winners, where else?
As a beauty editor, I thought I'd seen it all, but this new formula Tresemme is truly amazing. In my opinion, it outperforms leading salon brands that can cost up to 3 times more.
I told you before, Donnie, this is salon quality. It's only for professionals.
New formula Tresemme. It's so good, professionals don't want you to have it. New Tresemme, professional, affordable.
Which anti-wrinkle line do you trust most?
Nivea Visage. 去时下.
Kutsin.
Only Nivea Q10 Advanced Wrinkle Reducer has skin's own energy complex to help reduce the look of wrinkles. Discover why Nivea Q10 is the most purchased anti-wrinkle line in the world. Only from Nivea.
What really bothers you?
We've talked to at least a dozen of your customers who feel they've been ripped off by you.
Oh, you wouldn't want that to happen on a kid's finger.
Got a beef you want to share?
Not only will it not pass code, it's not safe.
Physicians are always the worst offenders. They're the least likely to wash their hands.
We want to hear from you.
Attention shoppers, marketplaces and aisles.
Contact us with your story ideas for the new season of CBC News Marketplace.
Triple sensation. A performer who can act, sing, and dance. The consummate entertainer. Nationwide auditions. The ultimate competition.
Understand that.
A panel of industry legends.
It's vital.
He was a frightened bunny.
From tears to triumph.
It's the sparkle behind the eye.
12 finalists, 1 mind-blowing scholarship. Brought to you in part by Life Cereal. Kids love life. Triple sensation. Premieres Sunday, October 7th on CBC. The following program contains scenes with sexuality, violence, and coarse language intended for an adult audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
A month of pent-up frustration has exploded into a full-scale riot in Chateauguay, effectively cut off from the city of Montreal by the Mohawk blockade of the Mercier Bridge, and forced to endure long detours on their daily commute. South Shore residents finally reached their breaking point. Tonight, they're expressing their rage and frustration by directing their anger at the police. Agreements may have been signed at Kanasatake, but people here see no end in sight to the crisis and do not believe the government is taking steps to open the bridge and end their suffering.
About that now. Them, not us.
The optics are bad. I mean, the same day that we signed an agreement with the mass warrior, the police used clubs on citizens protesting that were doing nothing to open the bridge.
Mayor Ouellette states the problem bluntly. The citizens of OKA today feel let down in this misadventure where the law of the strongest is the rule. It's a travesty.
What else do you expect him to say? He's trying to divert attention from the fact that he was the one who called the SQ in the first place. Judge Gold, he was the one who decided to go behind the goddamn barricades to sign with masked men. And now he's taking credit for getting the exact same preconditions I had negotiated a month ago, which this committee did not accept. So now I'm supposed to be blamed for the signing.
It's a shitstorm for nothing. All All they've agreed to here is preconditions. To undertake to negotiate is the first item on the agenda, the terms by which the police and armed forces would be withdrawn and the barricades then dismantled. It's meaningless.
To be fair, John didn't know he would be signing with masked warriors.
Maybe so, but the problem is the signing gave the warrior element instant credibility.
No, Mulroney gave the Warriors credibility by sending a federal mediator to negotiate with them.
Premier, gentlemen, since Force Mobile Command was first alerted 11 July, we have done a thorough analysis of the situation. There are 3 scenarios. We can position between the barricades of the Mohawks and the SQ. We can encircle the Mohawks at Ganawagi and Ganazatagi. Or we can stage a direct attack to dislodge the Mohawks from the barricades. Clearly, the Army prefers the first option. Gentlemen, given the complexity of this situation, a military option is not preferable. It will not solve a 2-centuries-old problem, even if we go to phase 3.
Clearly, you have the superiority of men and equipment. Why can't you just get in and overwhelm them?
You cannot tell us how we will expose ourselves. We will deploy in a military fashion.
It is clear the government cannot tell the army what to do on the ground. We can only ask them to come in or leave.
Whatever happens in between is a matter strictly for the army to decide.
We stand ready to make an initial deployment from our bases into the affected areas. On your order, sir.
In accordance with Part 11 of the National Defense Act, the tasks given the armed forces comprise the following: the removal of barricades in Ganasatake and Kanawake, the restoration of freedom of movement on roads and bridges, the removal of Mohawk strongpoints, and the restoration of normal conditions of public order and security.
And in what may be the largest Canadian military deployment since World War II in Korea, the little village of St. Benoit, 20 minutes north of OKA, has now become an armed camp overnight. I'm standing in the middle of a vast sea of equipment that can only be described as an impressive display of military might.
We are unified.
All kinds of armed personnel carriers,
Our spirits are strong.
helicopters, and hundreds of troops.
But if the Army attacks us, our hearts and minds will turn to war. And it too we will wage with all our might.
We will die on the soil of our fathers, and our bleaching skeletons shall be a witness to nations yet unborn of injustice and greed.
Hockey night
nights in Canada, in London. Reigning champs, the Anaheim Ducks, defend their crown against the LA Kings, live from London, England. Ringing in a new season of CBC's Hockey Night in Canada.
All right, let's go.
Don't miss any of the action as the NHL tears it up every Saturday night. With more games in HD than ever before. It all starts in style, live from London, England. CBC's Hockey Night in Canada returns at a special time, Saturday at noon.
What would you do if you were given the opportunity to take on a 72-hour challenge? This is No Opportunity Wasted.
Premieres Wednesday, October 3rd at 8:30 on CBC. The Tudors premieres Tuesday at 9 on CBC. The National is next on CBC.
For what's going on around the world and across the country, go to CBC News, The National.
The final countdown is on for great clear-out prices on 07 Chrysler Jeep Dodge vehicles. Like the Dodge Caravan with $6,000 in delivery allowance and $500 in bonus cash. The Chrysler Sebring at just $259 per month. Or the Jeep Grand Cherokee at a low $458 per month. Get 0% financing on select in-stock 07 models. Plus, get up to $6,000 in delivery allowance and up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you purchase or lease select 2007 vehicles. Take advantage of these incredible offers before they're gone. Only at your Chrysler Jeep Dodge retailer.
Who do I talk to about getting the Burt in HD?
I'm sorry?
Smoke Independent, the Burt.
Ah, gotcha. What do you know about 1080p?
Is that going to make the Burt look bigger?
Well, on a 65-inch HD TV, bigger and sharper.
Now, what's that sound like?
With the right subwoofer. How does that sound?
Pretty good.
We're gonna make this work for you.
There's a fundamental problem with vacuum cleaners. They may claim to be powerful, but in fact, after just a few rooms, they start to lose suction. My solution was a radical new technology which delivers constant suction. It's a unique, patented system, separating dirt from air at incredibly high speeds. So, room after room, it never loses suction. Put simply, it's a completely different cleaning system. I just think things should work properly.
It was like nothing I'd ever seen. Always female suspects. I knew there had to be an explanation. And then it hit me. Something tells me this isn't over.
Crosses the blue line, splits the defense, running on goal. He shoots. He scores! And it was this terrific pass that set up the play.
Get ready for the Habs with our Flat Panel TV event, where you'll find all flat panel TVs on sale. Best Buy.
I'm at the Pontiac Nationwide Clearance event, and I got the G5, my first car.
I scored a GMC Sierra. What a truck! A Buick Allure. It's perfect.
Oh, the Pontiac Torrent. Yeah, we love it.
Best coverage in Canada? Yeah, I got that too.
0% purchase financing. Me too.
When it's the perfect time for the perfect deal on the perfect car, word gets around. Come into your Pontiac Buick GMC dealer for the best deals of the season.
Tonight.